partners.
Mhm.
We're a little late this week, but welcome back to our.
We are a little late. Welcome back to our Challenge 40 Challenge Eras reaction video. We are
Here we
on
go.
episode 5. And the reason why we are late, you guys, is because we were in our best friend's
got
wedding.
married.
Yes,
Yeah.
our best friend got married. We were bridesmaids, actually maids of honor.
Yes.
So shout out to our best friend Camille
Woo,
and her
woo.
husband G.
Woo! Congratulations, you guys.
Yes, love y'all so much. It was the best wedding ever, most beautiful bride ever,
Mhm.
handsome groom. Praying for forever for you guys, forever unity, forever.
That's also why we're looking more twin-like than we have in a minute.
Yes, we are. We are
This
twinning.
is our bridesmaids hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. But anyhow, we're still basking in the glory of that. But we are so excited to have finally watched the episode.
Yes.
And as always, we have thoughts. You know, we
Lots
always have
of thoughts, you guys.
Yes.
It was such a great episode. Like, it really was. And it's just like,
yay.
I feel like there's so much setting up. There's so much brewing. There's
a lot brewing for sure.
It's almost like it was written, but it's like it wasn't written. But I mean, in a way, it was written.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't written.
Mm-hmm. Like they didn't write it, not written by humans.
Yes,
but we're definitely watching a story unfold from on high.
It's really amazing.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure if this is actually how we started the episode, but according to our notes, we want to talk about Olivia being mad at Josh. You know, she was mad. She called out Josh. She's like, bro, what the heck? You were supposed to volunteer with me. I was comfortable being with you because she said her reasoning being Josh has friends.
He's political.
We all know
knows
that.
how to play the game.
He's political. And he has lots of friends.
Because he has friends, people are probably not going to actually put him in.
Yeah, they're going to hesitate a little bit more. So she was like, bro, I don't want to be partnered with Kylan because Kylan don't know nobody. Kylan don't know nobody. I know more people than Kylan, and I don't even know nobody. So she's just like.
So our thoughts on this were, this was insightful. Like, we didn't even think about it that way, and
definitely understood where she was coming from.
For sure, understand Olivia.
Yeah, so cool. Good on her for like, you know, getting her thoughts out, her feelings out, and calling out Josh and letting him know, like, bro, I'm not happy with you. You kind of, you know, messed me up
and also you kind of see like how methodical of a player Olivia is being, so that's really cool.
Right, she might be a smart player, you guys. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so then the next thing we got down here is Brad's worried about Emily. He's worried about her.
Is more insulated than Emily.
Yep,
he said.
Y'all, what y'all think about it? Because I'm like,
yeah, our thoughts on that were weird.
Yeah, because to me, we kind of feel like he's at the bottom of that team as far as guys go.
He's at the bottom of his own era, in our opinion. Yeah, and then also,
but what we can agree on is that they are close. They're closer. That era is, and he is close to Laurel and Derek. So he does have friends that might be like, you know what, let's spare Brad. Let's not do that to him. Let's take one. Whereas Emily doesn't really have people that are going to be like, you know, let's go ahead and step up for Emily. Like,
for sure. But then also I feel like Emily is seen as much more of a threat than even Brad is. Yeah. Like, Brad be like putting himself up on a pedestal, but it's like he's lost a little bit of that.
Did he put himself up on a pedestal? When did he do that?
I think he does. He definitely did. He said something in there that made me feel like he was acting like he was like this great competitor.
Well, when he says she's not as well insulated as him, that is.
He said something about she's not the soccer coach or something, like making it seem like he was the coach. I don't know. It was something that you don't remember.
No, but he could have been alluding to the fact that Emily is much nicer than him. But that also means that Emily is probably better liked in the game than him, which doesn't hurt. It's not a bad thing.
Because he's mentioned sometimes his strategy in this game and about like not getting close to people and stuff. Like that's his strategy or something. Mm-hmm. So I remember already being like, I don't understand your strategy, Brad. Yeah. I don't understand the game that you're playing because as we all can see, even especially on this episode with Era 3 and Era 4 starting to work together and build a working relationship, relationships are very important. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand quite his line of thinking.
Yeah, it's not really a winning strategy, but yeah, so our opinion on that is we just don't think he's as well insulated
as he thinks to be.
And that, you know, Emily wasn't doing too bad either, but you know, for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna give him that. Maybe he is better insulated. I'm not gonna say that
Emily wasn't doing as bad either because I understand her position was not that great.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying like he really
so maybe
was,
he was
like,
more insulated.
He was comparing it to himself in a way that he was making it seem like he was in so much better of a position, and I just don't think he is.
And the thing is, while he is better insulated on his team, whereas he has more relationships on his team, is his standing in the game enough to insulate him from being thrown in? No. So that's what really matters. He was mad at her for volunteering because she might get thrown in. But his positioning is not really better than hers either, as far as people throwing him in or hesitating. So that is the bottom line.
And
that's
in the
how
grand scheme, yeah, I feel like Laurel could make that argument because he has people on other teams that probably would hesitate to put him in because he's played with them before. Brad hasn't been playing.
He does, but they're still closer to each other. So it's like even Laurel, who has a better positioning than Brad as far as knowing more people in the game, he still probably would be like, they're probably going to throw me in. Like, why would they not? They have other people that they're closer to.
But I'm just saying, like, I feel like he would be better to make the argument than Brad would. But that's just me.
Okay. I don't think anybody really could make that argument.
So yes, we did not feel like that argument was.
It wasn't really good.
Great. Okay.
But then, we just wanted to also bring a little bit of attention to Kylan because he had this great quote that he said last week and also this week where he was like, you know what? That's strike one and we're not playing baseball. So we're not going to get a strike three. We're not getting strike 2 and 3. Like, we're not getting there. I love that. I feel like it comes out of Korean drama because like they have great quotes like that where they're trying to be intimidating and they say,
he said, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait for a strike. Yes. Yeah, and they do. You guys, I just want to pause and just let y'all know because we forgot to tell y'all at the beginning. We are doing this video a little bit different because we did not watch it on Wednesday because we were in the wedding and stuff. So what we decided to do was just watch the whole episode, and now we're recapping it all.
Yes, thank you. Because normally we react, we pause and stuff during the commercials and stuff. So. Which we love, and hopefully you guys love as well. But hopefully this one will be just as good.
Yeah, let us know if it's just as good, or if you're like, please, like, we love when you do your actual live reactions. Right. Let us know because your opinions matter. But this video is going to be a little different. It's going to be like straight through, and let us. Hopefully you like it. Like Meat said.
Yes, and we forgot to introduce ourselves as well, but we'll put our name at the bottom. But my name's Anitra.
I'm Alicia.
Yep, there we go. All right, so then we get to Michelle and Devin, you guys. Michelle and Devin. So love to see it. We actually knew about this because we're on the Instagram, and so we know about these people that are. We didn't know about Emily and Brad. We didn't find out about them until the season, really. But we knew about Michelle and Devin. Because they might still be together. A little spoiler there. But anyway, so we get to see them. We get to see the first inkling of them. And it's so cute. It's like they used to be, they're friends. They've always been friends, always gotten along. But Devin hasn't been single in the past. So this hasn't been an option. But they just get along so well. And suddenly they're like, I'm single. You're single. Maybe we'll mingle with each other.
And it was cool because Anitra and I were talking and she realized that Devin was the one that came on and he called out Callum
last season 39.
Callum and Michelle were together. And literally Michelle asked Devin, she was like, not Callum. And so it was really interesting that he threw in her boo thing.
Right.
So it's like,
without supposedly knowing that was her boo thing, but he knew that was someone that was close to her. So you have to wonder, like, were there some feelings at play there where he was like, in behind the surface that you're not even aware of, where it's like, okay, I'm calling you out because you're close to her and I don't want you to be close to her or whatever.
I'm going to get you out.
I'm going to get you out. And he did get him out and he was happy he did because he ended up being a jerk in the end. Like, he was with somebody. He's not a jerk. He just made a mistake. He was with someone and it's like, dang, like, I don't want to be with you if you're with someone. I'm not trying to be the other woman. I'm not trying to be like, stepping in a happy home, even though he's not married or anything. She's not trying to step on anyone's toes. So she was mad that he put her in that position. But Devin saved her from that going any further and feelings deepening, and that is who she is now talking to, who's having eyes for her. So we love to see it. And then Laurel and Cara Maria, it's complicated. We get a little foreshadowing conversation. That's what happened next. We saw them playing. They were playing some kind of game together, so it was nice. You love to see them interacting in a positive manner, but they're still talking about how things are just complicated between them. Like, it's a layered relationship. Like, I don't remember what all they were saying about it at the time. Do you?
I know that they were saying something to where you thought that maybe Laurel was trying to not go after her anymore. But for me, because you were like, oh, it sounds like she's going to throw in Emily or something. That's what you said.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, for me, I just feel like Laurel is always coming after Cara, and then like she's acting like, well, now Cara can't let it go, and it's just like, what do you mean Cara can't let it go?
How is someone supposed to let something go that you keep doing?
You didn't have to.
that you keep doing.
You want to be able to treat her dirty, and then you want her to be okay with it.
Yeah, that's what
No,
it is. Yeah,
that's a problem.
yeah, that's
You
insane.
need, like, you're being illogical at this point. Like, you need to know, like, if Cara wanted to retaliate, she would be well within her rights to do so.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Laurel bothers me because Laurel is just like, she can do no wrong in her eyes. Like, she thinks everything that she does is correct.
Yeah.
And
That's a
like,
fact.
if anybody does
Nobody's
anything
ever
against
100%
her,
wrong.
they're wrong. They're stupid. You know, and I don't understand that kind of logic. So,
but you know what? Maybe I'm just gonna say this. I don't know if it's right or not, but maybe her and Cara Maria have a similarity there, because I don't know if Cara Maria is super great at, you know, admitting when she's wrong either. And they both have this way of thinking, like standing 10 toes down and being like they're 100% right. And nobody's ever 100% right. Nobody. So it's important to be able to admit your 20% or 10% wherever you could have improved and done better. And I don't know if I see that from either of them.
Tip for life, you guys. When you are having conflict with someone, if you are able to admit what you did wrong, it's going to soften the heart of the person that you are in conflict with, to where they will then be able to admit their faults as well. Sometimes when you come at a person trying to get them to admit their faults immediately without, you know, taking any accountability yourself, walls come
They
up.
go on the defense.
And yeah, you're not going to get your goal accomplished. You're not going to get to a good place.
So be quick to admit when you're wrong, admit what you could have done better, and they will be quicker also to admit when they're wrong. That is an Alicia and Anitra pro tip. All right. So then moving on, we get Nehemiah and Devin conversing by the pool. Smart on Nehemiah, we thought, you know, he's trying to, you know, make a deal, broker a deal. He respects Devin's game. He thinks Devin's really brilliant and underrated, and he likes the way he plays. I love to see it because I do think Devin's underrated, and I do think he's kind of brilliant with the way that he plays the game. So that's really cool. I don't know specifically, I think
it was
why.
A better way to come at it.
Yeah, there was a better way to come at it. There was a better deal to make.
To make a deal of like, don't say our names or whatever, but like, you know, I know you have a lot of friends in here. When it gets down to it, like, if you end up being the person in power, I hope that you will consider like having a conversation with us and working with us and blah blah blah, and maybe not like so much of trying to get them to like form an alliance or make an allegiance like right there before anything has even happened. It's kind of hard to do that when you don't have that relationship with people.
Exactly. And the other people he did have relationships with. He has relationships with CT, who was another person option to be thrown in, and he has a relationship with Colin and Olivia. So more than he does with Nehemiah, who's just met.
Yeah, I feel
Emily,
like
who's just
Kylan and Olivia could have approached him in that manner of like, let's make a deal beforehand. But Nehemiah doesn't have that relationship, so he can't come with them like that. He could have opened the door, which is what you want to do. You want to open the door.
You want to open the door.
You don't want to like try to come in the house like already. Like,
don't just be in their house and like, who's here? Like, why are you in my house? And but when you think about it, it was just almost inevitable for Nehemiah and Emily, because they were just the pair that had the least amount of relationships out of all those that were in jeopardy. Neither one of them have been on the flagship challenge in years. Emily has not been on any challenges in years. So they're going to be the ones that get thrown in unless they win. So it just sucks, you know, what happened, because they could have won. But, you know.
But it also, what also sucks is I feel like they didn't get themselves in any better position, you know, like having been gone in. Like you said, if they knew that they were going to go in, then like I said, I really do think the better method would have been to open the door. But now, like, he tried to throw Devin under the bus. Devin probably wants nothing to do with him. That door is closed. And Kylan is also looking at him sideways because he lied to Kylan about having been approached by Devin first. So I just feel like he's kind of made some enemies in this, or people. He has people that definitely do not mind saying his name whatsoever. So he didn't come out of this as best as he could have.
As best as he could have. He didn't come out the worst he could have, but he could have come out better. You want to really take these. Sometimes you just got to admit when it's going to happen. You got to call a spade, call a thing. You know, always try, but at the end of the day, play smart. And
don't rush your relationships. Take it slow.
And Nehemiah is very smart. Yeah, he's smart. Like, he's telling Johnny, we see in the scenes, and jump a little ahead, we see in the scenes where he's telling Johnny, this is an opportunity for you to position yourself in power. So he's seeing that that she's in danger right now, but it's the way you look at it and stuff.
Let's get to her later, yeah.
But also with him, it's up to how you look at it. Yes, you probably are going to have to go in, but how can you play this to your advantage? How can you make deals, broker deals? How can you be a bigger person about going in and gain some good faith? And how can you talk to these teams about who should I throw in if I win?
Gain those allies.
There are ways. So it's always about never seeing yourself in the bottom, but always seeing yourself like it's an opportunity to climb up and do something. But yeah, he presented that combo. Devin's like, I'm a man of my word. I can't commit to this. I can't commit to it without talking to Tori. All the good things you want to hear. Like, he's like, I'm not going to get into anything long term because things happen. So I'm a man of my word, and I'm not going to do it without my partner. Things that Nehemiah should have also not been bringing to the table without his partner. So you can't be mad at that. Then we get the Vacation Alliance talking about Josh is mad that people are talking about
people are always talking about us like we're working
that doesn't
together.
Exist. This is a myth. It's a legend. But then we finally get Tori
flashbacks of the Vacation Alliance.
It's true, it's real.
And then we do Vacation Alliance,
which is actually Josh, Casey, Tori, Devin, Anissa, who is no longer on this season, but she's in that Vacation Alliance. Bessie, who was not on this season to begin with, and there's somebody else who was in that picture that I couldn't get a good look at.
So let us know in the comments if you know who that other person is.
Right.
Or any. So let us know if you know any. I'm sorry, y'all. We just
got cut off by my alarm.
But let us know if you know any other members of the Vacation Alliance.
Yes. So yeah, and Tori's like, we can't have a Vacation Alliance because I threw him in in that one season. So there, and I'm like, we'd love to see it.
And then Josh was like, and Johnny, you're actually a part of it because you hosted us that one time. And Johnny was like, yeah, I sure am. But then they showed Johnny in the diary room or confessional talking about like she knows that there's Vacation Alliance, she's not a part of it. So there you go.
But yeah, so we get to our daily, which is a cool daily. I like it, kind of Survivor like a little bit with them running through the woods. Era 1 is letting CT and Tina take the lead, so they say in the beginning. In Era 4, we're honestly just like, what the heck are y'all doing? Because it didn't sound like they had any leader when they were talking about what they were going to do. They were like, we're just going to believe in each other. We're just going to trust each other. We're like, okay, but who's going to lead the lead? Like, you kind of need a leader. But anyways, when they start out, Era 4 is actually dominating, and we were surprised, but so happy to see it.
Did you see a leader step forward? Or
I didn't see a leader step forward. I think they were all just...
They were just one mind. They were... And that's what they said. They said that. They were working so well together. So.
Yeah. So they did well. Era 2 was doing well, but then Laurel with friends like her who needs enemies, man.
And
with teammates like her,
she's so doggone obvious about it because she would never just quit like that. Like, and if somebody was doing that, she would have been yelling her butt off, like, "Get up, blah blah, we gotta go." But her neck's not on the line, so she don't care.
It was really dirty, y'all.
She's literally like the worst kind of player. Like Laurel is also like,
she plays a scared game, guys.
She plays a scared game.
It's not smart.
She wants to be in control of everything, so she just can't let the chips fall where they may. It's like if she wants somebody out, she's going to force them out. Like she's going to force them down there, but or make sure they don't win. And it's just she's so problematic for me this season, y'all.
And the thing is, like Alicia was saying during the episode, y'all are going to lose eventually. Like, y'all aren't going to win all the time. So why force it to happen like this? And another thing she didn't say that I'm just thinking now, the more girls you lose, the more you're going to have to go in over and over again for your era if they're to go in. It's like with Rachel. That's why they were like, they didn't want to lose Tina because then it's Rachel in every single time. Like, what you're doing,
ma'am?
You're not thinking it through. It's just a scared, dumb game, honestly. And you want to talk about other people playing dumb. That's scared, dumb gameplay. And even Bananas didn't do that.
You reap what you sow is real.
That's the biblical way of saying that. You forgot
the world says about karma. Karma is real, but the biblical way of saying it is you reap what you sow. And she is, she is reaping. They took that from the Bible. But she is reaping. She's going to reap, y'all. Like, and she's just sowing so many bad things to come for herself in this game.
Play dumb games, win dumb prizes. So, anyways, Era 3, they survived. We know that Era 3 is thankful for Era 1 because they're like, you know what, we're doing really, really terrible. Tori and Jordan are fighting like an old married couple, or not even an old married couple. They're fighting like divorcees. They're fighting and they're so grateful for Era One because even though they're fighting and they're a train wreck, Era One is even worse.
Even worse.
They
And
can't get it together.
Tina, you guys.
Derek, shut the heck up. Like,
yes, like you're not on the line.
You're
sir.
not on the line. You said
nobody
you were going to
should
listen.
be listening to anybody but CT and Tina. CT and Tina. Why are you even talking, sir? Like, it's the disrespect was real, and I don't care if she leads y'all down the road of destruction. Like, she's going to be going in for it, so she'll be okay with that.
So let her do it, y'all. Let her do it herself. So yeah, but they couldn't. But in the end, Era 4, they end up winning. Go Era 4. So happy for y'all. Love to see it. People were underestimating y'all. Now they're not anymore. So Era 4, they were able to pull that off. Olivia doesn't have to be scared about
Olivia and Kylan
with Kylan
in power.
Yep, don't have to be scared. So I was super happy for them. Era 2 could have had it though, were it not for Laurel. Tina versus CT, we get them, yelling at each other and they're mad at each other. He's like, you chose to go that way. And she's like, if y'all just would have listened to me, I don't know if it's because I'm a woman, but y'all need to listen to CT. She's like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because we were listening to you. You chose to go that way. And I don't even know.
They were not listening to her. With.
Yeah.
You might have listened to her on that one thing, but she kept telling them, we're carrying this the wrong way. We need to carry it right. We need to be carrying it this way. Why are we tilting it? She kept telling them stuff, and they were not listening. She kept telling them we need to change up the strategy.
Yep. So y'all got to take some accountability there. She might have some validity to what she's saying, but at the end of the day, Era 1 is they love each other and they're all just passionate about the game and they're able to make up. So we love to see that. Corey was advising Nehemiah, who's now on the chopping block since his Era did not win, thanks to Laurel. And we get to see some, we get some information that Corey, even though he's on his team and he likes his team and everything, he doesn't trust them that much because they do have that whole Tori, Jordan, Devin dynamic where he's like, I'm in the bottom in that team. Like, there's some strong relationships in that team, and he would be 1,000% correct. Even Naya is close to Jordan, and maybe thereby extension have an in with Tori and Devin. So it's like he's on the outs, Avery's on the outs, Donnae's on the outs. He feels it. He's aware of it. He's like, you know what? I'm going to help Nehemiah instead of, worrying about Devin or anything. Nehemiah's my boy. I trust him more than my team. And so he's giving him some advice. So that's kind of cool to see, some cool information to gain. They go to the Chamber of Secrets, and Nehemiah has outed the Vacation Alliance. Shots fired. And in response, Devin outs Nehemiah on approaching him with a deal. And that's where we find out that Nehemiah apparently lied and said Era 3 approached Era 2. Why?
Why would you do that, Nehemiah?
What's the reason?
What was the reason? Nehemiah did not, he got smoke that he did not want. Like, he came into the gun show, but he was not fully loaded. And he was like against Devin, and he didn't know that he was not prepared.
You gotta have your words ready. That's a wordsmith right there.
Because Devin was like, oh, really? Because I can do you one better. And he did. He did him one better. And they left that chamber with Nehemiah looking very bad.
Sketchy.
Literally to the point where I feel like Kylan and Olivia wanted to save them and were literally like, well,
what are we going to do? You didn't help yourself.
We literally can't now.
We have no justification.
They literally just put a big old spotlight, big old target on you.
Yeah.
And
it's so sad because Emily didn't deserve it. Emily didn't do it. Emily's response was I there? Was I there when this happened? Then I was not a part of this. It's not no Era 2 approached y'all. It's Nehemiah approached y'all. I wasn't a part of that.
And I'm sure Nehemiah was like, man,
kicking himself for sure.
Not have done that.
Yep. Well, they leave that chamber debilitated. Era 2 does.
That relationship is shattered for the moment.
Yep, with Era 3. And then we find out that Michelle slept in Devin's bed, guys. Michelle slept in Devin's bed last night. Laurel, and Josh is teasing Michelle about it. And then we get Laurel's awkward coming in there. Hey. Oh, I didn't mean to do that to you. I thought you were someone else or whatever. I thought you were Avery. Oh my gosh, biggest eye roll. And Michelle's like, what the heck, bro? Like, what is your problem? Like, there was no reason to do that. Like, and then Michelle's like, me and Laurel have had this tension, but I am never going to give up on
making her like me.
Yeah, she's like, I've tried and I've tried and I'm still gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna give up. And you have to admire.
And I understand because I feel like, in a way I can relate to Michelle. I feel like, Michelle gets along with people. She likes people. She likes to get along with them.
Yeah, you just want to get along.
All different kinds of people.
Even if you don't play the game together, like respect each other and get along.
And she doesn't understand that friction with Laurel, so she wants to make it better. I can understand that. I'm very similar in that way, and I think she is too.
Yeah, we like to solve problems. We don't like tension for no reason. So it's like Laurel just wants this tension to be there, and there's this tension that she
Laurel
won't
is like an unreasonable person.
Go away. Yeah. So talking about Cara not letting things go, Laurel won't let things go, y'all.
And Laurel's just like, no, because you showed me who you were when you threw me in that
there's
season.
Nothing you can do. There's
like, girl, about
it.
Are you actually kidding me?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the game. We were not working together. Maybe we could work together now. I was trying to figure out
who you were.
And now
we were getting to know each other. We weren't even friends. It's not like we were friends and I betrayed you. Like, you're getting to know me. So as someone getting to know you, I threw you in. So you're not even being smart about it. You don't write people off for that. You try to like, okay,
stuff happens and you move on. And she is incapable of that.
She just likes to create enemies, obstacles to overcome.
Hold on to like grudges. She makes me frustrated, but then she also makes me sad. It's like I feel like you're holding on to so much, and you would just be at peace if you just could let some of this go.
That's very true,
honestly.
So. Yeah, but we get her coming for Michelle. Yeah, Michelle's like, why can't we get along? Yeah, and she's like, I just don't like you. This is draining my energy.
It's not happening.
You're not worth my time.
I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Yeah. Like fetch isn't gonna happen.
Dismissed.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. Yeah. And Cara Maria is like
getting flashbacks.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
This whole time. Yeah. She's like, this is how she treats
me. This is me. Yeah.
And this is how I was. And I was trying to get her to like me. And this is how she treated me. She just dismissed me. And she saw herself in Michelle, and she was like, she goes
up to Michelle. She says, "I'll be your friend.
I'm going to be there for you, Michelle, because I was, I know how important it was for somebody to be there for me, or I wish somebody would have been there for me, or whichever one it was."
Yeah. So she says, "I'll be your friend, Michelle." They walk off, but that's just kind of the beginning of, what I imagine is she let it stew more and more, and she's just like,
aggravated because Laurel was like, no, because that was calculative, what she did.
Yeah, she thought it was calculated.
She was trying to ruffle my feathers.
She's trying to get people on her side and get people not to be on my side.
This isn't about you, Cara.
And she's thinking it's like game purpose.
So now she's all mad at Cara now.
Even though it literally wasn't game purpose, had nothing to do with the game. She's just trying to be there for her on a personal level. But anyways,
even if it was game though, if you want to throw somebody away, I'll pick them up.
That's true. If you want to play a dumb game, don't be mad at someone else for taking advantage of your dumb move. Essentially. So, but what I imagine to happen is she walks away and she's just still stewing about it, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like that. Like, I don't like how she treats people. I don't like how she treated you. I don't like how she's treating me. I don't like that she threw that mission." And we saw her talking to Emily about that, like about how she threw the mission and stuff. And she's, basically, confirming that Laurel threw it, and she's just spitting mad bars, and
they just having revelations about Laurel, and just like the person she is,
and that's literally what I imagine led to her being like, you know what, I'm gonna say something to her, because nobody ever says anything
Laurel
to her.
Went to her.
No, Laurel said she was literally out there making a sandwich, and Cara Maria approached her. That's what she said to Theo, and I tend to believe that. That's why Emily gave her 3 points, because she feels like she started that. Like, some of this stuff she brings on herself. But I understand, like, when you have sat and watched and nobody seems to put someone in their place, and you see it so clearly now, and you're just like, you feel like you have the ammunition, you see it, other people see it, you're just like, I'm about to say something. Like, I think she was feeling emboldened, and she was like, finally, like, forget it, man, I'm about to, screw it, I'm about to go say what I need to say. I'm about to get this off my chest. I'm about to get my power back from someone who has taken my power back. I mean, my power away over and over and over again. So, but before we can get to that eruption, we get CT and John A conversation, which Alicia figured out was probably actually for a reason. John A is talking to CT because she knows that CT is going in. And so she's going to try and already talk to him and be like, my era thinks, we're doing this dumb thing where you throw yourself in. I don't really want to go in. Like, I think that's dumb. And she's trying to get him to, like, be on her side about things. So
because she's expecting him to win.
Well, who wouldn't expect him to win? So it's actually a smart move for her.
She wants him to not put her in. But
CT is nodding his head, but he's like...
He's nodding, but then also, he's frowning. And I was just like, for me, I was just like, CT, like, why couldn't you just tell her that wasn't
CT
cool?
don't play that kind of game, and that's okay.
But I wish that he could just like people. Why can't people just be honest with people and stop yesing them when they don't agree with them?
Yeah.
Like help these people be better.
Yeah.
Like she is playing scared by not wanting to go in. Why can't you just tell
everybody
her
else on your team has to do it? It's not fair.
Everybody else is scared too, but they're doing it.
Yeah, so and the thing is, even if you're not gonna volunteer, you have great odds of being put in just because people are trying to be fair about it. So
you might as well just volunteer instead of looking like a freaking
coward. A weaselly coward.
But he didn't like it. He didn't tell her.
He didn't like it. He didn't tell her. And but he thinks that Johnny is the same as him. Why did I write that down? How did he think that Johnny is the same as him? I forget. Okay, I had a point to say about that, but I completely forget what it was. All right, but then finally we get to Laurel versus Cara. And the question that we have to ask, why the flashback?
Why were they trying to make it seem like Laurel has been there for Cara? Because they showed the flashback when she was like, I've been there for you.
I have been there for you. And then they go to that one season.
That one season
where they were partnered up
together.
They were partnered up. Literally had to work together.
All the other seasons,
like you can't win it by yourself when you're a partner. Yeah, so that really didn't make sense.
Were we supposed to care about that one like
was that proof? They acted like that was the proof in the pudding to be like
because she cared about her.
Cara Maria has no reason because she had her one time. Cara Maria has no reason to be upset for all the times afterward that she stabbed her in the back because that one time she was there. So yeah, that was just that was crazy. We didn't understand the edit on that.
Very weird, guys.
It wasn't vindicating Laurel. Laurel didn't deserve to be vindicated. She deserved no flashback for that because she's been crap to her. So if you were going to show the flashback, you need to follow it up with every time afterward where she treated her like crap.
Also, I want to point out Michelle. When Michelle was there and she was there as support for Cara, Laura wanted to make sure that Michelle knew, hey, you're better than Cara because I have at least a little bit of respect for you because you did this. I don't like her at all, trying to make her, feel better about herself when you just put her down like nobody's business and slapped her across the face. But now it's because you have Cara over here and her being okay with Cara, it was BS.
She wanted to get her on her side a little bit, give her a little carrot so she can
open the door for her when you just slammed the door on her. But you mad because you got bigger hate for Cara and Cara opened that door for her and you don't want Cara to have that door open for her.
So you're like, don't be like Cara because Cara is someone who I absolutely don't respect. You I respect a little bit. So be like yourself and be respectable and don't be like with the likes of her. Don't be with her because then I have no respect for you. Like it's just such elementary stuff.
And to me at this point she's already lost because of the way that she treated Cara. And Emily knows you.
And the way that she treated Michelle too.
And Ryan's not cool with you anymore. There's so many people now in this game that are not on Laurel's side. And it's so crazy because it's literally like a 180 from All Stars season 4. It's like a 180. It's blowing my mind, honestly. But literally, I feel like Cara walks away from this argument victorious.
She has so support now, you guys. She has Emily. She has Rachel and Michelle and Ryan all comforting her. And it's a beautiful thing to see because she hasn't had that in the past. And even Rachel points that out. So happy for her to have that support. But then we get on the flip side, Kylan. Kylan's so cool, you guys. Kylan knows all. I love Kylan, but golly, like come off your pedestal sometimes. It's like Kylan's word is bond, and Kylan knows everything.
And we all know Kylan has been very wrong several times, starting from BB thinking
with
that Xavier was the power player of that season.
Thinking that Xavier was going to take him to the end, you guys, and wanting to, first of all, thinking he was the power player when it was Tiffany all along. Second of all, thinking that Xavier was actually going to take him to the end. No, you were the only one dumb enough to take him.
Targeting Tiffany when you have, even if you didn't want to get rid of Xavier, you literally have Big D and Ozzy there that you are not super close with. But whatever, we move. But anyway,
so he's wrong in this situation and he's going to find out, but he's thinking, Laurel can't be that bad, going off of no evidence whatsoever, but just, that assumption That so, but I don't blame him because
The only
we're one
grace
to
that I
give
will
someone a
give
benefit of
him
a doubt
is
as
that
well.
she was by herself, and maybe we're the type of people where we don't like anybody being by themselves.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that I would say. My argument would have just been like, I don't want her to be by herself.
And I feel like that's kind of almost like what Theo said, and I appreciated Theo's words more. He was like, she needs a hug, and he gave her a hug and was like, I don't know. He didn't sound like
Kylan's over here. Laurel's getting the short end of the stick, and I really feel like she doesn't deserve it. Yes, she does. Yeah. She does actually, but okay.
So yes, I will say, like some people said on the episode, yes, Cara started it, but I think she started it because someone had to call Laurel out, and nobody ever does. So I think she had enough of that. So some people think she brought it out on herself, but whatever. Sometimes you just gotta do something about it. All right. Oh, okay. So we're coming to a close. We gotta come to a close.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that next we went to the elimination, and
no. So yeah, Emily was meditating first. I'm sorry, I wrote that. She was meditating. She needs an exorcism. Really, is what she needs to rid the house of the negative energy. That. All right, and then we get Emily versus Tina. Did not want to see it. I wanted Tori and Devin in that elimination. I did, even though I love that era and that's what I'm going for. I feel like they shouldn't have such an easy road, and I didn't want Emily to go in because Laurel threw it, and I didn't think that was right for her and Nehemiah to have to go in. I didn't want Laurel to get what she wanted.
Yeah,
so
that's the main reason.
Yes, probably. But they threw them in. We understand why. We already talked about it. Like they have the least amount of connections to anyone, so it was inevitable.
And then Devin spotlighted the mess out of Nehemiah's messy game.
Yeah,
like if they supported that would look really bad on them.
And the Vacation Alliance is between eras 3 and 4 primarily, so they're like, well, we're going to get in on this too, Kylan and Olivia, and they're like, we're just going to make it a team thing, and era 3 and era 4 are going to work together. So you understand it. Hates to see it, but anyways, Tina does woodwork at home, guys.
So the elimination you guys saw was getting the nails out and putting the nails back in. Tina's like really excited about it because she's like, this is what I do at home. I feel really confident that I could win. And I was like, okay, Tina, whatever. But I feel like Emily probably does this too. That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, Emily's a really tough girl. I'm sure she'd be doing stuff with nails at home too.
I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was like, okay, well, she might know what she's doing. But I didn't think she was going to know what she was doing like that.
Ever in a million years thought that we would see Tina rip all those nails.
I've never seen anybody do that in my life.
10 seconds. It looked like
Emily had the perfect description. It sounded like machine gun going off, like all these fallen empty shells were coming out of the thing. That's literally what it sounded like. Never seen it before in my life.
It was so impressive.
Yeah. And she is incredible, and her confessionals were incredible. She was really hype, and deservedly so, and pumping herself up. And
Emily could not figure out the strategy there. She was sad to figure out what to do to get those nails out. And by the time she finally got all her nails out, literally Tina was halfway done with getting hers in.
Yeah.
And so it was literally there's no way that she can win this. It's Tina has this. There's no way. And Tina had it, and there was no way.
And so as a Tina fan, I'm extremely happy for her. I'm extremely happy. I love Tina. This particular elimination, I was going for Emily just because I'm so happy to see her back. First off, I'm so happy to see her back on the flagship after so long. And she was done so dirty. So it's two reasons I had. I'm excited to see her back. I've been enjoying her, and so dirty, filthily done. So didn't want to see her go out like that. So sorry about it, Emily. Hold your head up high.
We really wanted Emily to stay.
Don't let these people bring you down to their level.
And come back and get revenge. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
She seems like such a breath of fresh air. She seems like such a kind human being. So stay you. And congratulations, Tina. Nobody thought you were the underdog.
Huge congratulations to Tina.
You are fierce.
That was so incredible.
You're amazing.
It was inspirational what she did. It was so
That's
cool.
So cool. We didn't know that about you, that you spend so much time at Home Depot more than the grocery store. There's more to you than what people think.
And I love that she was like, I feel like I won the challenge pretty much, in this victory, because that was such a great description. I could see that because, who expected it? That was such a huge victory, and Emily
against a fierce competitor.
Huge competitor.
Yeah, so love both these women, love the respect they have for each other, and so happy for Tina. Good for you, Tina. Can't wait to see you back again, Emily. Please don't take so long next time. I need you to be back next season or something.
So then we get to Nehemiah versus CT,
which I'm freaking shaking in my boots. CT does construction. I'm rooting for Nehemiah.
And I am rooting for Nehemiah as well, because CT has won so many of these, you guys. Like, Nehemiah still hasn't won. He has so much heart.
Yeah. And he has so much aspiration. He's trying to be up there with the greats. And we haven't seen him in a long time on the flagship. He just has so much that he's fighting for, so much he's trying to prove. And CT has nothing to prove anymore. We love CT, but he has nothing to prove anymore. So yes, we're both going for Nehemiah. I'm super defeated at this point. They just took out Emily. I'm pretty sure they're going to take out Nehemiah. CT's going to take him out. He's going to get CT. CT's into construction. So I'm just like,
with this game, it's like, it's really anybody's game, and that's what's so cool. And I know that Nehemiah, for me, I was like, I feel like Nehemiah can win this because I feel like he's agile, and I feel like he can move with speed. That was my only thing that I was thinking.
I was not thinking that, and I honestly don't think they were thinking that. And
I wouldn't even necessarily say that was what.
I didn't say this to you, but I had my suspicions that this elimination wasn't so fair. Not that the elimination itself wasn't fair, but I wondered if they chose it because CT is into construction, because Tina is into construction, because they're trying so hard to preserve that era one clearly. And I really did wonder that. I really truly did wonder that. And not so much where Tina's concerned, but really where CT's concerned.
And that just goes to show you guys, because honestly,
that was his to win.
That producers will do this. We know they will. And we're so sick and tired of it, you guys. Please don't do it. Stop rigging this stuff. Plan your stuff ahead of time and stick to the schedule. No matter what. Like, we are so over it. And she's right. The producers very well could have.
They could have done that, y'all.
For CT to win. And that just goes to show you can try all you want to rig this stuff, but
Lord gonna have
what the Lord has to happen is what's going to happen.
And I think he, CT, he's blessed CT with a lot, and he wanted to bless Nehemiah with something. This was Nehemiah's to win this time, even though clearly that was one that CT should have won. And I feel like everybody has been saying on Twitter and Facebook, CT, he's still the best of the best, but he is getting older. So who's to say? You said Nehemiah has agility. So who's to say if they gave him balls in or something like that, where you have to have speed and agility, that CT would have won? Who's to say if they gave them some kind of pole wrestle that CT would have won? Nehemiah may have had more grit and moved around more and held on more. You just never know. So I really do wonder if they gave him this because they thought it was a surefire way for him to win. That's just my suppose. I forget what you call it. Suppose. That's just what I suppose. That's just what I wonder. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. But I just don't trust these producers at this point, and it is what it is.
But Nehemiah, he was able to get a nice little thing going too, a nice little strategy going. Nobody beat Tina in the strategy category when it came to that game. Nobody. She was such a beast. But Nehemiah figured out a way to get them off pretty
methodically, very efficiently, he had to be on the nose of the target every single time. Otherwise, he's slowing down. But he's making sure he's on.
That gave him just enough of wiggle room, or just enough of a lead to beat CT. He was
not supposed to win that, you guys. I promise you, he wasn't supposed to win that. I am so glad that he won that.
CT probably had about 5 to 7 more nails to put in, so that was close. That literally was
a nail
biter. Nehemiah being able to flip them out a little bit quicker. That got that
and changed his strategy up before CT did. So huge congratulations to Nehemiah. Huge congratulations to Tina. So happy for both of these underdogs. He took CT off the game board.
Not many people can say that.
Yeah, not many people can say that. And everybody is shook. They are shook. They said CT is out of the game early. Did not expect this. The game has opened up. It's wide open. So now we get Era 1, and Era 1's talking about, okay, we're going to need to change the way we're playing this game a little bit. Eras 3 and Era 4 are getting close. They're on these relationships and bonds. We need to start forging some relationships, and they absolutely do. So we're going to see how that goes going forward. They picked their targets for next week, which I'm super excited about. Kudos to Nehemiah for calling out Laurel.
Yes, we're so excited.
You think you can play that way and not have repercussions? You think you can throw challenges? I hope they call her out every time too, because she's shown that that's the way she's going to play.
She's a selfish player. So this is what your selfishness has gotten you. Go in every time.
Yep, that's what we want to see. But so he calls out her
and bananas by proximity. I feel
because she's friends with Ryan and Derek. So she calls out Bananas. It makes sense. Rachel's going in for the other team. She's the only other girl that can go in besides Tina. We get Brad volunteering. We're going to see how that goes.
John A doesn't volunteer.
And Nehemiah
still goes. She actually flat out says, "I really don't want to." Pretty much.
And we see Nehemiah go, John A. And she thought he wasn't going to, but it's like, this is the game we're playing.
And it's like, you should have just volunteered.
Yeah. So John A is going in. Corey volunteered. So good job for Corey. This is where I get afraid. I feel like Corey and John A may have the least amount of relationships. Also, Brad and Rachel.
Well, they're not, playing as partners. Thank God.
Yeah, they're not. But I feel like they have an opportunity to go in. But then we have Josh and we have Jenny. Honestly, any of these people could go in. It was
hard for Josh to volunteer too, but it's like, this is the fair thing to do, so this is what we're gonna do. And Jenny was pissed,
and I would be pissed too. I feel like he should have thrown in Casey instead.
No, you know who it should have been?
Who?
Michelle.
No,
she hasn't been on the line yet.
Casey hasn't been on the line.
Yes, she has. She won power with.
With y'all. I think what Nehemiah is trying to do is he's trying to put down girls who can take out Laurel. So I'm just saying, I think he should have put in Casey. Michelle can't take out Laurel, or I don't.
Okay, but Michelle was supposed to be the one. She's the only one that hasn't been vulnerable.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Nehemiah is coming for blood. He's trying to get Laurel out that game. So that's what I believe.
But should they be trying to get Laurel out, or should they just be putting her as a target every time? I don't think they should be actually trying to get her out. She is a part of their team.
Yeah,
but if she's going to beat the Rowan stuff, maybe they do need to get her out.
So that is what we have for you guys. We get. They're giving their points to people. Still excited to see how that's going to play out. Emily gives Cara 3. Didn't really like that. You could have given her 4 at least. Yeah. CT gave her 5. That's awesome. Laurel's not really getting many points from anybody.
Would have loved to have seen what CT gave Nehemiah.
Yeah. I hope he gave him 5. I really do. But yeah, we're going to see how this plays out in the end. We get our scenes for next episode where Cara, it seems, is giving a big, giving the finger to her team. She says, when TJ blows his horn, is good luck to y'all. So
that's what Cara said?
That's what she said. She said, it's F you, good luck to you.
I saw Derek breaking his leg.
That's gonna be crazy. Like, they gotta be careful that
Lord have mercy.
Era 1 is not here for longevity, guys. They are not able to hang, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes. I'm excited to see Cara Maria get to be like, I don't care.
Let us know your thoughts on everything, guys. Let us know your thoughts on Laurel versus Cara. On what else?
On everything.
The elimination.
On whether you think production may have given them that elimination for a reason. And
all the things.
Who you're going for, all the things. Yeah.
We appreciate you guys for watching our videos so much. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up.
And like and subscribe, because things might happen like this, the wedding, or some other thing where we're not able to film right away. We want you guys to know as soon as the video drops, okay? So please subscribe, comment, like, tune in next time. Can't wait to see you.
And also, are y'all liking Survivor? Put that in the comments.
Okay. Random. Bye.
Bye, guys.